The state of Virginia, the Commonwealth of Virginia, it's one of those, people get their, all consternation-y when you call it a state, not a commonwealth. It's the state of Virginia. Yeah, they have an off-cycle gubernatorial situation there where in odd years they elect their governors, not in even years, not in general election time. New Jersey's another one. They have a race right now between Mikey Sherrill and the absolute Trump sycophant, Jack Ciattarelli. Well, Abigail Spanberger is a congresswoman from Virginia running for governor against a woman named Winsome Earle-Sears. And last night was their debate, and let me tell you, it was a doozy. Talk about someone trying to do the Donald Trump impression the best they can. And I'm finding, and I don't know about you, but it seems to me to be a situation where no one can do Donald Trump like Donald Trump. No one has the cachet. No one has the cult blinders that they've been able to place over an electorate's eyes. And it's certainly the case with Winsome. She is just a disaster of a candidate. She's now really running behind in the polls, but she's so dangerous. We need to talk about this because I'm getting ready to play 2 clips from the debate. And the thing that she does where she copies Donald Trump is just interrupt, constantly running her mouth. And it just makes her look like an asshole. It doesn't make her look like Donald Trump comes across during debates to MAGA world, not to the rest of the reasonable community. But I'm going to start with this. And this really is very telling on multiple fronts, this answer to the question, where Abigail Spanberger is discussing the priorities and the beliefs of Winsome Earle-Sears, on discriminatory policies, discriminatory practices like firing people based on immutable characteristics. And Winsome is a black lady, and you would think she would have some kind of ability to extrapolate concepts about discrimination, being black, growing up black in the United States. And it just seems to have missed her. She says with her mouth that she doesn't think that firing someone for being gay is discrimination. She says with her mouth that she doesn't believe that not allowing 2 people to marry one another because they're gay is discrimination. What do you do with that information? Anyway, watch this, then we'll move on to a couple other things.
My opponent was asked about her record of discrimination, and importantly, my opponent has previously said that she does not think that gay couples should be allowed to marry. She has said that she is, quote unquote, morally opposed to same-sex marriage. My opponent has also previously said that she thinks it's okay for someone to be fired from their job for being gay. That's discrimination.
Ms. Spanberger, your time.
That is bananas. Well, first of all, think about this. Rather than say, well, I've never said that. I've never said gay people shouldn't be able to marry. I've never said you should be able to fire someone for being gay. She says, oh, no, that's not discrimination. Of course, I believe the government should control who gets to marry who. Of course, I believe that. Of course, I believe you should be able to fire someone for being born gay. That's what she's saying. That's not discrimination. That's just the orderly functioning of our country. And that was when she wasn't trying to interrupt while the other person had the time, disobeying the rules, the previously mutually agreed upon rules for the debate. She obviously didn't want to be interrupted during her time, but she didn't mind. She believed her time was her time, and she believed Abigail Spanberger's time was also her time.
Not done the same.
No matter who is leading the
and
charge
so
on
when
what?
it is important that all of us set a better example.
And so
importantly,
no matter who fountain is
providing the comments that are advocating
but it's difficult for us to hear.
She has no courage. You cannot be governor. No courage.
The audience can't hear when you're talking over each other, so we just want to make sure that we limit that so people can hear.
She has no courage.
We're going to the next topic now.
Yes, we are moving on to the next topic with Tom on federal workers.
Thank you, Deanna. It's
little both sidesing there from the moderators. No, both of the candidates need not interrupt. There was only one candidate interrupting their moderator. And listen, this is just kind of the pattern and practice of Winsome Earle-Sears. A few months ago, she was on CNN with Manu Raju asking about whether or not she agreed with Donald Trump's mass firing of hundreds of thousands of federal employees, which absolutely hits home when you're trying to be a political leader in the state of Virginia. Because here in the Washington, D.C. area, you got Maryland to the north, you got Virginia to the south, and a lot of federal employees are in there. And there was a lot of, still, there's a ripple effect, the reverberations of those firings where Donald Trump and Elon Musk just took a blowtorch to our government. It is not functioning like it should be any longer. And it might take generations to fix the damage done. And she, when asked about it, threw a fit. And he's just like, I'm just trying to get a straight answer. Do you agree or not? Watch this moment. This should tell you everything you need to know if you're a Virginia voter about who the clear choice to run your state, Commonwealth, who it is. Watch this from a few months ago.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was just curious if you supported the president's purge of the federal workforce, but I didn't hear an answer to that.
To have a talking point so that their candidate, Abigail Spanberger, can win.
No, I just want to know if you supported I was curious if you supported the president's purge of the federal workforce. That's all. I didn't get a clear answer on that. But I do want to turn to an issue that is also important to a lot of voters.
I'm giving you a clear answer, but you don't want to hear my clear answer because it's common sense.
So do you support the president's purge of the federal workforce? Yes or no?
Oh, okay. If this is the way you want to go, then go ahead. But I'm just not going to participate.
Okay.
Because I want to talk about real issues.
Did you catch that at the end? I want to talk about real issues. You don't believe that it's a real issue that Donald Trump fired thousands of Virginians from their jobs with no cause. You want to lead. There's other clips out there, by the way, of her acting like, well, people get fired from their jobs all the time. It's not a big deal. Have you been fired from a job? Oh, you have? Well, then you know it's not a big deal to get fired from your job. Trying to normalize the behavior of Donald Trump because there is not a single cross word for Donald Trump from Winsome Earle-Sears on record. She is but another Trump sycophant. A boot-licking lapdog who yearns for the boot of tyranny upon her neck, just like any other high priestess in the cult of Donald Trump. And she wants to be governor of Virginia. And look, as bad as Glenn Youngkin was and is for the state of Virginia, she would be markedly worse. It would be a worse outcome to have her in office, because she is recalcitrant in her bigotry, in her hatred, in her suspicions of fellow Americans based on immutable characteristics. The same types of discrimination that she surely has faced in her life. She wants to bear down, she wants to pour that down onto generations of other Americans who were born different than other Americans. Make it make sense. I don't understand it. If somebody could explain it to me, do your best in the comments. I would love to be proven wrong or have the scales fall from my eyes and see the truth of the matter here. You can comment below as always, or you can call the voicemail line 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily@dollemore.com. I love and appreciate you very much. I will see you next time. Until then, make the right choice, Virginia. Be genuine and take care of one another.